I am now a Target player, unofficially. So, these are my Harrow graflite, 22 gram, knurled grip, 41mm point, I believe, and the Mission Force 90 Flites. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you've known I've been searching for some backup darts for these, because you can't get these anymore. And if the point were to break, the barrel's breaking, or I lost them, or they got stalled, I'd be screwed. So I've been looking for some backup darts, and I think we may have found them in the Luke Littler Gen 1s. Now these cost £100. I think my Harrows graflite costs £30 at the most, and I've had them 20 years. So, a lot of money. But I went for these for a couple of reasons. Now I did try these out a couple of times at one of the Darts pop-ups events. I think it's called Red Rose Darts. Yeah, I think it's Red Rose Darts. And I tried them out 2 or 3 times before I purchased them. So throughout the months, I've thrown them and put them down because I didn't want to spend £100. But I've had these for a week now, and when I tried them out last time, it just felt right. It just felt absolutely perfect in my hand. Okay, the reason I went for these was the grip level. Now my Harrows are probably like they were at grip level 10, but after 20 years of wear, they're probably at a level 7 or 8 now. But these are very similar. Completely different, actually. This is a knurled grip. I don't know if you'll be able to see perfect. Let me put them darts down. So this is a knurled grip and a little bit of smooth at the back. With Luke Littlers, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a ringed grip at the back and then the pixel grip at the front, at the bottom of the dart. So it's not a usual grip I would go for, but they sit in hand perfect. Can we get a treble? Oh, 81. Not only are they ringed at the top, the pixel grip as well. If you've seen my videos before, I chuck them from the back, but sometimes my grip will slide down the barrel a little bit. So I can sometimes throw them from the front when I'm in the swing of things. Just like this. Bit into the middle. Drop it at the bottom. Oh, that's a little bit high. Oh, we've got a 140 there. Didn't even realise. But yeah, the grip throughout the barrel is very similar. I'd say at the back it's a little bit grippier, maybe like 8 to 9, and the pixel grip maybe 7 to 8, but you really don't get a difference going from the top of the barrel to the bottom. You can just keep it nice, silky smooth. Can be a 180 this. Oh, it's got to be a 180. It's got to be. Oh, it's a 140. Now, one thing I have noticed is the length of these darts are slightly longer than the ones I'm used to. So, they do fly slightly different in the board. They sit up a little bit higher than I'm used to. I like my darts to go in flat, but they seem to fly up a little bit higher. Oh, wrong bed, mate. I'm going to have to go 19s. Miles away. But what I have done today is I've ordered some new Mission Flites, the Mission 90s, and I've ordered them in short, I believe. I think these ones are the tweenies, but I wanted the short ones just to see if they fly, get a little bit flatter in the board. I can take a little bit of power off and try and drop it in. Oh, a bit higher down. See, for instance, this dart here is not a good dart for me. I like my darts to drop on top, but the flight is in the way. I'll try and drop it on top. We got one in, but I would like the dart to sit in a lot flatter. Now I'm going to do a little bit of comparison to my Harrows. Now my Harrows graflites, if you've not seen them, like I said, 22 gram, knurled ring grip. The grip, do you know what, they used to have like a black ring coating in the gaps. There's still a little bit on a few of them, but it's all worn off. Now, if I had to describe the feeling of the Luke Littlers to these, do you ever remember when you was younger and you used to be able to get them skates, roller skates? They was like blue and yellow, made of plastic. You just went over your shoes. Even just normal roller skates. That's what these feel like in my hand. They feel safe, easy to chuck. These are a little bit of a thicker barrel. Oh my god, damn. It's not even in the treble. These just feel so comfy in the hand though. That's what I can say these feel like. Them skates, you can really chuck this dart at the board and not really get punished so much. You can just let it go, chuck it as hard as you want, and you do get results sometimes. But these bad boys, the Luke Littlers, if I had to describe these to them, these are 100% rollerblades, even ice skates. They're so much quicker through the air. They're a little bit thinner as well, which gives me a little bit more control in my hand. But these, you've got to be so precise because one little movement and it goes off. Oof, grouping them well. But that's the only analogy I can give you. Them, they're like roller skates. Easy, just go, push, they're safe. These are like rollerblades. Absolutely lightning quick, zero room for error really. Oh, come on. Oof. But I can group these darts a lot better. One little thing I will say about these ones is I'm struggling to hit the treble 19 and the treble 18. The treble 20s, the double 16, double 8, double 18, double 9, all going very well. But the treble 19, I seem to pull it into the 3 a lot. Just like that. I was actually aiming for the treble 20, the treble 19. So when I aim for the treble 19, I aim for this little gap there. That little spot exactly. But with these, I can't seem to just hit that treble 19 whatsoever. So when I'm dropping down from the treble 20 to the treble 19s, I'm not taking out the scores I would like to take out. So say that was the treble 20, oh that is high. Into the 3, treble 18, similar again, I actually hit the treble 18, but I usually pull that down into the treble 4 also. So a little bit of work needed. Hopefully putting the shorter stem and flights on could help, but I'm not too sure. These are a fantastic dot though. I can group these so well. We got 100. Now one thing that was putting me off about these dies is the Swiss points. So the Swiss points, they come with a key, so you can change the points whenever you want. Now, I've seen a lot of videos on Facebook with people playing the matches and the Swiss points breaking in the match. And I mean, I've seen a lot. So it put me off a little bit about getting the Swiss points. But it's not that much of a big deal, to be honest. I prefer just a traditional point in the normal darts, but they're not so bad if you really think about it. But I've bounced these out of the board a lot of times and they've not snapped, and they're actually falling onto a hard surface as well. $19, $18, a little bit low. So like I said, I've been playing with these for a week. Treble 20s, I've probably hitting more 180s. I don't think it's ridiculous to say I've probably hit double the amount of 180s with these than I would do with my harrows. Now, what I've done now the past couple of days is I've been doing my practice and warm-up with these harrows, and then I've been switching to play my match with 19s with the targets, and that is working massively. I think what it's doing, it's getting my arm warmed up with a thicker barrel. There's not that much difference in it with a thicker barrel, to be honest. I can't 100% remember what the diameter was from the harrows to the target, but I've been warming up with the harrows and then I've been throwing the matches with the targets, and I'm averaging into the 90s consistently. A bit higher down, a bit lower. I'll tell you one thing about these target darts as well. You've got to be precise, you've got to follow through, because it's so easy to slip these darts into the treble 1, treble 5, single 1 even. You do have to be precise. I think with them being that smaller diameter barrel, there's not much room for error. Can we hit a ball? 25. Now, would I say these was good for a beginner darts player? I really don't know. I'd never tell anybody not to buy a set of darts. But for me, these ones, £100 is a lot of money for a first set of darts. But if you want the little darts, you get them. But, I was about to say this is a 180, but it wasn't. Would I suggest buying these for a beginner? I'd probably say no, because £100 is a lot of money. You could probably buy 3, maybe even 4 sets of different darts to try out. If you really want the little ones, get them. But I'd suggest trying a couple of other darts out for a little bit cheaper. See what works for you. Because these are a straight barrel, you might want a scallop barrel, a bomb. You need to test out a couple of different darts for your throw. I'll go for 19s. See again, it's that 3. Oh, see, I tried to put a bit too much on it there, into the 7. But who would it be suited for? Would it be suited for a front gripper, a rear gripper, or in the middle? I think anybody could chuck these, to be honest. Let's try 3 from the front, because I've never actually thrown 3 darts from the front. We've got a live test here, guys. Oh, come on. Oh, let's go. Are we changing the grip style? Is that a 180? It's a 180. Let me throw another 3 from the front. Can we get back to that 180s? So that was thrown from the front. Let's try it again. Oh, too low. They do come in a little bit of flat though, don't they? That's how I usually like them to go in. Oh, terrible. Let me try them from the middle. Actually, do you know what? I do not hold these exactly at the back of the grip as well. So, let me try and get this focus through. So that's how I hold my dart usually. I'll zoom it in. But with these ones, I'm actually pull it down a little bit, so I'm on the pixel grip a little bit, and on the flat area where the target is, the target logo. So I'm actually throwing a little bit further forward in the back, but we're going to throw from the middle here and see how they go from the middle. Feels a little bit weird actually from the middle. Feels more like I'm holding a pencil, to be honest. It doesn't feel that comfortable for me personally in the middle. Let's check them from the back. Can we get another 180? On straight. A little bit higher down. So you can do that little micro adjustment with these darts a little bit easier than them, than the harrows. That I can, it's just the diameter of the dart. I can make that little tweak to get it up higher or lower. Or left or right, wherever I want it in the board. Especially when I'm playing well, I can make them little adjustments and get it to where I want it to go. 2 and 18s, come on. Just a little bit. Miles away. Now the big question is, will these be my match darts, or will I stick with the Harrow graflites? Now, the Harrow graflites, I am still throwing them very well. The treble 20s, 19s, 18s, still scoring well, but we're still hitting out the doubles. The double 16, 8s, 18s. The target ones, scoring absolutely amazing. Better than the Harrows. The doubles, exactly the same. Double 16, double 8, double 18, double 9. They're all really good. Just as consistent as my Harrows. But the treble 19 and the treble 18 is what's been a slight little doubt in my head with these. I mean, I can group the treble 20s really well. I'm going to go for 19s here. 18s. We hit it. But there's a slight little bit of doubt in my head chucking the targets for the when I'm dropping down for the 19s, especially 18s. I am finding it a lot more than the 19s, but the 19s is the one that's putting that little bit of doubt in my head. So moving forward, which darts am I going to use? I'm going to give it another full week of testing with the targets, and then I'll decide which way to go. At this moment in time, I'm probably going to say I will use the targets going forward, just because of the high scoring in the treble 20s, and I'm checking out the doubles. But we'll give it another week and see how we do. Come on, let's hit this treble 20. I'm going to chuck, let's have a 6 darts. What's our score going to be in 6 darts? We've got a 5. Right on top of it. Right on top of him. Oh, I'll tell you one thing actually. I forgot to tell you. Wait. So, my harrows are 22 grams. The nukes are 22 grams. This is the box. The 22 grams. These are the box. I think they're called Gen 1, aren't they? Yeah, Generation 1. 22 grams, Generation 1. Now, when I was chucking these with my once I'd bought them and come back home and started chucking these for a little while, they felt heavy. They felt very heavy. And I think that's because of the diameter. They're a little bit thinner, higher tungsten, they feel heavier. Weighed them with the flight and stem and the point, they come at 24 grams. So I say I play with 22 gram, but altogether it's 24. Now these ones, exactly the same, 22 gram darts, but with the point on and the stem, they're coming again as well at 24 grams. So these feel slightly heavier than these, but they're exactly the same weight. So that's one thing to consider when buying a slimmer dart and a higher tungsten. They do seem a little bit heavier. Now, I'm not really dropping it lower down in the 20s to notice it, but in my hand it just feels a little bit heavier. It is a very comfy dart to get in your hand though, the Nuke little darts. Should be one on top of that. Oh, that was a poor dart then. Okay guys, I hope you liked the video. So that was the Nuke Generation 1 Target darts. Am I now unofficially a Target player? For the next week I will be, because I'm going to be using these for the next week, and then we'll decide whether to go forward with the targets or keep them as a good backup dart. Let me know if you liked the video in the comments, and I'll carry on bringing more. See ya.